Happy Monday, everyone. Especially Kelly in Vegas, who hit another. It wasn't
It doesn't count.
It does count.
Listen, I know it counts because our good friends over at the Barstool Sportsbook do the 2 parlays. They put one against the spread and they put one on the money line. But in my world, it doesn't count unless I hit all 3 on the money line. So just so you know,
it has to be the money line. Plus 500 isn't enough for this bitch. Fuck you, man. Get out of here. Eat your W's. Enjoy your life.
I can't eat my W's. Jameis Winston is gone. I'm so sad.
Literal real tears fell from my eyes. But then to watch him in the locker room, just knowing that he's still there, made me feel so much better.
Dude, that was hilarious. Him dancing on the back with those crutches. I'm like, this cannot be good.
It's classic Jameis, though. Would you expect literally anything else from that guy? Anything. And also, I want to go ahead and get in front of this right now. Tipping my cap, obviously, to you against the spread for your thing, but you said that doesn't count, whatever. But thank you for the Saints. I bet them personally, did not put it out because, as I said, I did not want to scare wasn't gonna do it. I was scared. But yes, you were so spot on about that Saints game. And not only were you spot on about the Saints, which I was very happy about, the other one I'm very, very sad about. But you were spot on about Miami, and I hated you for it. I was sitting there, and I was like, but since I love you, and we're at the same, we're all trying to do the same thing here. We're all just trying to make money. We're trying to take it from someone else. This isn't a competition.
You're trying to take it from someone else.
Yeah,
we're all trying to take it from the sports books. We're all on the same team here.
People fail to forget that. So I just want to let y'all know, whenever you're mad at someone else for hitting it big, guess what? You shouldn't be, because we're all on the same team here. But literally, Kelly, you could not have nailed that narrative any better. You could not have nailed that game any better. The fact that Manny Diaz actually won outright was probably, maybe he has a Halloween birthday too. It was a miracle. The fact that Manny Diaz was able to pull out a damn win away from home, out of Miami. Let's start there. Actually, no. Start with your ATS parlay. Let's see let's tell the people about that, even though you say it doesn't count. Let's talk about that first. Then we'll move on to you being so fucking right about Pittsburgh. Then we'll move on to us being so wrong about Cincinnati. And then we'll go from there.
Do we have to talk about that Cincinnati game? Look, I think there becomes a point in time. I'd like to skip over the Miami thing because that was the highlight of my weekend. I love those where I just get to sit back. I just kept looking up, excuse me, I was at the world's largest outdoor cocktail party. So it was not that easy to catch all these scores,
which I said
right?
Georgia would roll. I did say that. Didn't take it, but I did say Georgia would roll.
I don't know how Dan Mullen still has a job. And then somehow I pissed off every single Georgia fan by saying Kirby's not great. I didn't say Kirby's not good. I said Kirby's not great. And when Kirby shows me he's great, I will give him that great name tag. But you know who's not great? Dan Mullen. Let me tell you what happened. Megan, there are 2 minutes left in the first half. All Florida has to do is kick the field goal. Kick the field goal, tie the game up. That's all you got to do. Maybe Georgia goes down and kicks a field goal. I had Florida plus 7.5 in the first half. My buddy and I we kept going back and forth. I was like, I like the under here. We went back and forth so many times. I was like, you know what? The obvious play here is Florida in the first half. Georgia rolls in the second half. And he goes, okay, great idea. So we put out a video on Instagram. We're pretty toasted at this point, but we're having a good time. All I know is that all they had to do was kick the field goal. Dan Mullen goes for, I think it was 4th and 6. What are you doing? I understand you want to win the football game here. Doesn't get it. Missed field goal. This is all within 2 minutes. Georgia scores 21 unanswered in 2 minutes. It is the worst 2 minutes of football I have ever seen. Now, on the flip side for Georgia fans, it might have been the best 2 minutes of football they had ever seen. That being said, I was floored. So apologies to Georgia fans that my words were misconstrued. Kirby is a good coach. I never said he wasn't. I said he's not a great coach. And then somebody asked me who's a great coach. And I said, probably Nick Saban. That's all I got.
I mean, it's honestly though, I feel like that's a cheat code. Like I feel like you can't say
and
Nick
also,
Saban.
Megan, you have to remember, like, I'm kind of a little, what's the right word? Either way, I would say that I'm not exactly a nice person. So, like, the pinnacle is great. So I'm going to give people a little bit of credit where it's due, but like, you're very, very, very rarely going to ever get me to give somebody a 10 out of 10. Like,
Right.
I know I finally had
Pizza Review Dave.
Yeah.
Like,
So I finally had one for lunch. First of all, I burnt it. Don't let me get fired. Somebody in my green screen struggling. It's because I'm sitting back. I got a new office chair so I could rock back and forth with those easy winners. That being said, I burnt Dave's pizza and I was gonna post it on. I was like, you know what? Just don't. You're gonna get fired. You're gonna get fired. I hate this oven that I have at this house. It sucked. It ruined the pizza. So yes, I would give Dave's pizza not burnt. I ate it anyway. Probably a 9.6. Burnt, it was probably closer to like a 7.5.
What we're supposed to do right now is say it's an unbiased review, 10 out of 10, best pizza we've ever eaten. And I've never even had it. I've seen it, but I know just
it's got to finally be down in Louisiana. It finally made it to Las Vegas and Florida. My mom got it in Florida. I got it finally in Vegas. So look, my level of standards are very high. I didn't mean to watch the pizza get burnt. Okay.
Shout out Brett.
I was multitasking. Okay. This is Monday. I got things going on. Megan and I are just bullshitting at this point in time.
That's so true.
This is the show, guys.
And this is the show. Speaking of bullshitting and kind of just being fun, how about Syracuse still covering for me? That was literally the highlight. Like I'm gonna go ahead and I had a shit weekend in college football, but I've been killing that 3 blondes parlay for like the last 4 weeks. I've been giving winners, and unfortunately, we all can't get on the same page. But at some point, we will. Also, we all have been getting, I believe, some free breast cancer merch along with those promos. So,
the titties have been going out at least. So at least you're not walking away completely empty-handed, because all of us 3 being on the same page for 1 week has not been easy. Let's just be honest. Try to get 3 blondes to agree on 3 games. It's just not going to ever happen.
And then you have me, Square Sally over here, who had not just one of those picks, but all 3 on my card. So here I am. I might be in the red a little bit here, but guess what? Best part about birthdays is grabbing those cards out of the mail and getting money from
getting some extra cash.
And so I might have ended up, hedging a little bit with all of those cards. So also, you were speaking about Georgia and how that was like the best, worst. How about Florida State? I wanted to shoot myself.
Oh my God.
I was in the fetal position on a beanbag. Like it was supposed to be a happy day, man. It was not happy for me. I was so you're a sore loser. I'm also a sore loser. It wasn't just a toss. I threw my phone across the room. I sat there with my arms just folded, and I said, "Fuck this! I'm done." And I was done. I lost terribly.
I had a lot of people tweeting me, and I obviously was at the game, so I missed it. But when I saw that replay, I've been there before, not quite in that manner. I would have to say that was probably a top 10 worst beats of all time. I mean, that was pretty repulsive.
When you see Dave Portnoy tweet about something being like a disgusting beat, like you absolutely know it's disgusting. And like he and I being on the same simpatico there felt a little bit better. But God damn it, Knowles. And Doug's, I feel sorry for you. You probably took him against the spread. That's his team, right? I believe that's.
Yeah, it is his team.
Guys down there.
Yeah, look, I said that I thought Mike Norvell needed to be fired, and that was after the Notre Dame game. The problem is they don't have any money to pay somebody else.
Right.
And so he's going to keep his job for a while, and that means those ugly losses like that are going to keep happening. That should have never even been a possibility, let's be honest. It should have just never even happened, and I'm sorry for all of you that had Florida State tickets. I considered them. Remember, you and I went back and forth on Thursday, and I just said, I just going to stay away. This is a Clemson team that I thought quite hadn't hit rock bottom yet. Well, here we are.
They should have. That should have been money in my pocket. I should have. Hey, but shout out to Purdue for me too. That was another one.
Yay! That's a great call because Megan, I will say this is a great call by Megan. I took Nebraska early in the week, -7. It was one of those situations where I got ahead of the market, thought that we would see a really good Cornhusker squad, and Purdue looked really great. And in hindsight, I should have had Purdue instead of probably UTEP, or even so, maybe even Indiana. Indiana, I got lucky, got a backdoor cover with, but great call, Purdue, Megan. Purdue is just one of those teams where I think they play up or down to the level of their competition. And Nebraska should just not be laying points to anybody. If we haven't learned that yet this year, it is time to learn it this last few weeks.
I agree with that 100%. Also, we talked a little bit about the Thursday night game, which was Packers-Cardinals. Cardinals got their first L. Speaking of bad beats, I had Aaron Jones over 59.5. Like Kelly, like I was my poor husband. I was so, and it was my birthday too. So like, it's my party. I can cry if I want to. So it's like this weekend Saturday was so pouty. Like, I don't know how he dealt with me, but I was one big pouty patty. Just like, don't talk to me. Don't whatever. Like, I'm done with today. Except look, the Packers hit the 6.5. So I can't complain too much. But that losing a prop on the hook, I feel like it might even be worse than losing a game on a hook.
These prop bets are tough, Megan. And it's not something I've really gotten involved in too much, but those type of things make me very apprehensive. I also think you are on the right side. So when I say this, it's not to discredit you on this specific prop. It's something to look out for later on. And that is, I feel like the bookmakers actually write these props knowing that they're going to get 70% of the action on the over, whether it is or isn't. So keep in mind, for example, Aaron Jones, we knew that there were several guys out for the Packers. And I think they added just that little bit of juice to him, maybe 2 or 3 extra yards, knowing they were going to get nothing but over money regardless, which really sucks. But keep an eye on that when you are betting these prop numbers, that the bookmakers do book these towards the over, anticipating that they are going to get money. I know a lot of guys that bet props professionally, and I don't know any of them that take overs. They all take unders, and it's actually wild to me because I'm like, well, don't you think there's got to be some value on the overs at some point in time? And I'm sure there is, but just something to keep an eye out for future reference, at least in regards to the prop bets.
Also, Kelly says she knows a lot of guys. We also know a girl who is Miss Ariel Epstein. So, she is not with us at the Barstool Sportsbook. She does have some great advice and is super sharp with the props. She was killing baseball props. I haven't been keeping.
You want to know what's really funny the other night? So, when you're in Las Vegas, you can shop, right? And I wasn't in Las Vegas last week because I was in Florida, so I could go to the game. And I was like looking for some of her World Series props, and I'm like calling, like, "Hey, I need to bet this here." I only got one. She went 2-1. Guess which one I put in? Guess which one I was able to get down on?
Was wrong. That's what happens. But speaking of World Series, last night I put out the Astros money line live.
Yay! Great call.
Right after I did it, though, Kelly. Right after I did it, they hit not the Astros.
Oh yes, a grand slam.
Braves hit a grand slam. So of course I had about 45 people in my tweet saying you're a mush, Braves in 4, blah blah blah, whatever. Y'all, it was the second inning. Y'all know that baseball has 9 innings. Don't talk shit too early in a baseball game. You can talk some shit early in a football game. But don't talk too much shit. This is the thing I
think people have to remember, Megan. When you talk shit before the game starts. I don't want to hear it mid-game. Actually, a longtime follower.
Don't hear it after the game.
A longtime follower of mine yesterday, I blocked him just for the game, just for the Saints game, because I was just like, I can't. He was like, I was like, nope, you're getting blocked. I unblocked him right after the game and after we got the W, but. He's like, stop, you're mushing the Saints. I'm like, no, I'm watching the game and I'm cheering for Trevor Siemian. Nothing I thought would ever come out of my mouth again. As a Broncos fan, I never thought I would ever have to cheer for Trevor Siemian again for the rest of my life.
For that win, too, for Kelly. Kelly's been getting some W's all weekend.
Yeah, that was really nice. But you said it, and my analysis was not necessarily on Jameis or anybody else. It was that Saints defense. And the Saints defense came up big, said Tom was due for a couple interceptions. So that was really nice to see. It was really funny. I was watching the game with Grandma, was over at some family's house and taking the kids trick-or-treating. And guess who didn't go trick-or-treating? Because every time I got off that couch, something bad happened. And they moved Grandma outside so she could see all the trick-or-treaters. And I literally was like, no, Grandma, we're going back inside. We're going right back to that couch. And we are not getting up.
Stay.
And I was like, nope, we're not moving. Because it was They were up, I think it was 16-7 when Grandma and I got up and went outside. And then it was, 20. It was like 2 touchdowns by the Bucs back to back. And I was like, nope, Grandma, we got to go back inside. And she's a Saints fan, so it made it even funnier because I think she actually wanted to be in there watching the games with me, if we're being honest. But everybody came inside. I'm jumping on the couch next to Grandma going, fuck yes, Grandma. And there's like children and everybody's like, Kelly. And I was like, Grandma knows. Grandma likes to watch football games. Grandma knows. Grandma knows she's going to have to get a job if I lose the Saints game because I did not bet responsibly because it was my best bet and I've been crushing best bets. It was fun. We had a really good time.
And speaking of crushing best bets, we get another hoodie on the money line this week. Let's go. I've been putting so much money behind those because every week I really try my very best to find a game for the people from me to give as a gift. It's a gift. That's what I truly feel. And as I'm going to say this now, I'm about to go over for the next 8 weeks. Nah. However, I absolutely loved the Titans money line. That was a good game to watch. It was a tough fought game. I am shedding real tears for Henry, although I do hear he might be back this year. I don't know.
It's my fault. I drafted him every year.
Back in,
every single first round draft pick. I'm in this big money league with a bunch of guys from all the talking head networks and really fun league. It's $5,000 buy-in, $1,000 side bets every week. It's a great time, but it's like real cutthroat. And every year, I've been in it for 5 years, every single year, my first round draft pick, with the exception of Le'Veon Bell, who, as you know, didn't play that year, has gotten hurt. And then might as well be hurt because you didn't play, Le'Veon. Thank you, and I'll never forgive you for that. That being said, of course, Derrick Henry goes down. I had to pick up Jameis this week because Lamar Jackson was on a bye. I am fucking cursed, Megan, in fantasy football. Cursed.
Well, it's just fantasy that you're cursed in and not actual. I mean, yeah, I know you have some side bets and you have a buy-in, but I mean, you're making that back every week. And look, Jameis, he's been rather kind to us, so we can't get too mad at Jameis going down.
But yes, very great shout out to you for the Titans money line pick. I had one with the Colts, and early in the week, line shoots all the way up. When Titans got to 2.5, I threw them in a teaser with the Vikings, and then I ended up teasing the other side with the Cowboys. We can talk about that game if you want. I'm shocked. We have guys named Trevor Siemian, Mike White, and Cooper Rush out there winning football games.
Did you see the video of his dad? Like those videos, like I'm like getting chills. Like whenever parents, whether it's rookies making their major league debut or whether it's guys coming in from the bench to win a game, like whenever I see parents in the crowd that are like completely like melting, like his dad was just like, I'm about to cry, like the sweetest, like he was crying, his hands were on his head, he was like beet red, like so happy. And like those are the type of moments that like of course I love to just like fucking ramming each other. I love like the hardness of the sport, but like those little side pieces, I guess as a woman, like those are like, oh, my heart, like it kills me.
I think you're right, Megan. I think it's nice to see. And I mean, look, every talking head that I follow on Twitter this week was like, Cooper Rush, this big of a drop-off, this big of a drop-off. I just was sitting pretty with Vikings plus 8.5 from Tuesday. And I'm thinking, I think you guys are overreacting just a little too much here. I didn't blame people for not wanting to take the Cowboys side. But, like, if you're laying 2.5 up to 4 with the Vikings, like, you got to realize there's an over-exaggeration. No, not saying, oh, my God, Stu Feiner, Megan, checking in, even at 29, you take my breath away. You are stunning and fabulous. Can't wait to meet you March 1st. Dua Lipa with Alex, Sandy, Erica, Daniela, Jordan at MSG. I hope you sweep tonight. How sweet of Stu.
Stu is literally like, I love Stu. And he went after Nadeau today. I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't. I've been trying to get caught up from the weekend with everything, dorky shit like spreadsheets. And I'll have to peep at it. I try not to go after losers on the internet because all I realize is all it does is help them and hurts me.
Well, it was funny because he said something to Nadeau about like, are you going to be able to go or give college basketball advice after Jersey Jerry knocks your ass out, like whatever. And then he called Stu an old man. And of course, Stu, being ageless, first off, like the most amazing human being ever, the best entertainer on the planet. Look, first off, never get in a fight with Stu Feiner, okay? Never. That is a fight that you do not have the energy to deal with. Okay, so I'm Team Stu for my life until I die. From 29 on, yeah, Stu. I love you, man. You're the fucking best. I love you.
I love that Stu's on Facebook just jumping in the comments right now. That's awesome. I had to read. We got lots of other fun comments. Most of them are just like not very nice things per usual. But I was like, Stu Feiner. Yeah, right. This is a troll account. And then I was like, nah, that's really Stu. Congratulations, Megan. That sounds like a blast.
I love Stu. He's the best. Another one. So speaking of blasts, the Patriots Chargers game was not a blast. I want to know what you're making of this Chargers team. I know you were on the other side. I thought definitely it was going to be a bounce back week. I thought it was going to be hard for Mac Jones on the road. But again, there's a reason why Bill Belichick said, later, Cam, this is my guy. This is who I'm going with. This is the new face of the Patriots. And I kind of want to feel you out because it's like, are the Patriots and the Chargers heading in two different directions, or have the Chargers just had like?
I think the Chargers were just a little overvalued here, Megan, and that's kind of what I told you. And I think that's one of the things I want everybody that pays attention to kind of look at some of this stuff. What we saw in that game was quintessential reverse line movement, and that is Pats open 6, they get bet all the way down to 3.5. That tells me the Pats are going to win that game. The reasoning why is because you have tickets, which is everybody just walking up the window, Chargers, and then somebody coming down with big respected money, not just big money, but respected money betting the Pats. Yeah. And that's something that we start to see in the NFL start to happen earlier in the week. And whether that's Stu Feiner, whether that's a Billy Walters, whether that's a whoever, somebody respected at some sports book went in and bet it, and the rest of the market's going to move along with. Now, I took it at 5.5. As I mentioned to you, I thought the line should have been Chargers -3. I was appalled at how high the line was. It was kind of like the Cardinals game. We saw it in the other direction, though, where they opened 3.5, and then all of those players for the Packers kept getting announced out, but the line kept going up. Well, we know those guys aren't worth 2.5 points to the big line. Right. And where we saw the line move towards the Vikings. Well, we now know that Cooper Rush isn't a 6-point drop-off from Dak. And, right. Mike White is probably the same amount of drop-off from Zach Wilson. And, well,
what a game by the Jets, man. Congratulations, Jets.
That was a great game.
And even you go, I'm going to get to Sunday, and it's going to get to 7, and I'm going to bet the Jets, and I'm going to bash my head against the wall. No, ma'am. You did not, and I guarantee you still bet the Jets, and you woke up, and you were so happy.
So I didn't put it on Twitter, but I had a little bit. There are some things that I don't put on Twitter because they're not my plays, and I don't think that's right for me to give out.
A lot of people will use someone else's line, they will use someone else's knowledge, and they will put it out there. And
yeah, I just don't like to do that because I do a lot of shows with a lot of people I respect, and I have a lot of friends that I respect, and I don't like to cherry pick their plays. Like, I'll just bet them myself and then keep it to myself. And I had a buddy, and he was like, nah, he's like, I'm putting out the Jets right now. And I'm like, I'm not doing this. This is so stupid. And then I have a couple of different survivor pools I'm in, and we have one that last year, I think it paid like $140,000, Megan, and almost every single one of them had the Bengals. I think there was like 48 of us left, and I want to say 40 of the 48 used the Bengals.
Who did you end up taking last week? You took the Chiefs, right?
I have the Chiefs tonight, and I have the Bills. So I have two spots left.
Shout out the Bills for covering that 14.
Whoa. That was a fun cover if you back the Bills. I'm so glad I didn't touch that game. I told you, these double-digit favorites have just been cruising right along, especially at home.
Kelly. I thought I was a goner. Sitting there, I'm like, this might be the worst birthday ever. No,
yeah, look, those divisional dogs, especially on the road, have some fight in them. The Dolphins have some real issues, though. Like, look, Tua's not their guy. Deshaun's not going to fix their problems.
Lions or DMB. Like, thank you. No, thank you. I'm done. Dan the man. Are you a man? Are you good, bro?
I am so glad I did not put my hard-earned dollars on the Lions this last week. And don't get me wrong, I did put it on the Jags, which was just as bad. That was just as bad. Gino's been good to me. I'm sorry, Gino. I'll never doubt you. Well, maybe next week. But as of right now, I'm sorry, Gino. I thought that the Jags had maybe turned some sort of a corner. Nah, no. They don't. Urban Meyer might be the new USC coach here before it's all said and done.
So Bills are laying 14.5 this week. Is it a lay it, don't play it situation again?
This is one of those things, Megan, where I think the double-digit favorites are fine at home. I wouldn't be laying them on the road. Like, for example, the Bills last week. So that's something that you want to keep in mind. I haven't really dove in too much into this week, but I'll give you my early thoughts. So Bills are at the Jags. I wouldn't touch it. But I will tell you this. The Rams are going to be a great teaser spot. And I would absolutely put them in a teaser, probably with the Cowboys this week. If you can still get that, I got to get the Barstool Sportsbook pulled up. I am not in New Jersey, Illinois, Indiana, Louisiana is about to get it, Tennessee, Pennsylvania, or New Jersey right now. So unfortunately, I can't bet it there. But we got to figure out. Megan and I got to hit up a few more games this year. I know we're talking about just before the show started when we're going to find out about the Arizona Bowl. So Arizona's.
If you cannot hit that diet weight, those Saturday donuts will do it to you. Kelly and I will tandem jump into the stadium to hand you the microphone so that you will sing the national anthem. I will say only thing that I like, look ahead, and I know it's probably going to be a humongous public play, but that is the Cardinals minus the 2.5 against the just shitty 49ers, if we're going to be honest.
The 49ers, I had the Bears, as you guys saw, and I felt great going into the third quarter.
I'm so pissed I did not tease the Bears instead of the Lions. Like, I had it, like, literally had it written down. I had Bears, and I crossed it out, and I said, you know what? The Lions can hang. I think the Lions can hang more than the Bears could, and I was an absolute idiot.
I was shocked, Megan, how public the Lions got before kickoff. I couldn't believe it.
How?
I have no idea. I looked at that going, why? Where is all this love coming for this Lions team after they just got their asses kicked the week before at home? It didn't make any sense to me. Very happy I did not touch that game. Very, very, very happy. I was frustrated enough that I used it in one of my contest plays. That was enough for me just right there.
Well, tonight, I know that you have, as you said, the Chiefs in Survivor. I have the Chiefs in this weird alternate spread parlay that I did, which is just a weird teaser, I guess. But, hey, we got through the first leg, and that was the Cowboys plus 7.5, and I didn't even need it. I could have gone just straight up money line there. Could have done a money line and then the Chiefs minus 2.5. That's the great thing about these alternate parlays, man. You could do money line, you could do 2.5 to where you're crossing your key numbers. Barstool Sportsbook just let you do it all. And so tonight, again, I just need the Chiefs to keep on winning. This team is not a team to bet against the spread this year. I think everyone with some brain in their head would just be able to tell you that. And I'm even just worried about them winning games at this point. Is Patrick Mahomes okay? Has he been taken over by aliens? Has his wife and brother
taken by aliens
drugged him? I don't know. This is not the Patrick Mahomes that I have seen. Maybe he's now eating rare steaks with like a
ketchup.
No, a fancy sauce. The Mahomes that I knew, the one that could score points. He ate well done with Heinz. This Mahomes, I don't know this guy. I don't trust this guy. I don't know if I like this guy. But I still think he can cover the 2.5 for me tonight against the Giants. But I've been saying the Giants, like with a question mark behind them. And every time I've been doing that, they've kind of been flipping me off and being like, yeah, we're the Giants. So just need 2.5 here from old
Yeah, I don't hate that, Megan. I really don't. Kansas City, as you said, they've just been atrocious. And the worst part is they've been atrocious against a number at home as well. It's not like they've just been atrocious on the road. And in fact, the 2 games that they've covered this year have both been on the road. But as a home favorite, they've been just brutal. And so I don't want to touch the Chiefs here. And then on the flip side, you got the Giants, who we all know are just atrocious in primetime games. They haven't won a primetime game in like 2 years. That being said, that's another reason why I took the Chiefs in my Survivor, because I didn't think that the Chiefs were going to lose this game. So I don't hate your bet by any means. We know it's not quite my type of teaser, but I don't think it's bad. I am looking towards the under here. I made a small bet on the under early in the week, thinking that we were going to see this line drop. It has not. So I kind of outsmarted myself there a little bit. I do take that back. There are 52 is pretty much where the market's at right now. Barstool Sportsbook has it. Let me double check here. But I did take the under 52.5 for just like a little nugget to just
55.5.
Yeah, to try to decide how I wanted to bet this. So it is 52 over at Barstool. I lean towards the under here. I think this is going to be a pretty one-sided game. Yeah, and look, this is how I see it. We spoke about these double-digit favorites and how these games go under. Yesterday they were 0-2, as in fact they both went over. But I think I'm going to stick with that trend and say that I like the under tonight, and just going to hope for a lot of field goals and that the Chiefs win by at least 3 for you.
I was looking at next week lines, so I had Chiefs Green Bay, which is 55.5. So that's why I said 55.5. Anybody heard me? So just ignore that. I also have a parlay plus tonight. So I'm trying to hop up there early in the Pick Central standings. We have Patrick Mahomes over 2.5 touchdowns. He's hit that number or over that number in literally every single game except the last 2. So I'm hoping we can get a little bounce back over this Giants secondary. Also have Daniel Jones over 243.5 passing yards. Think that he has to keep up with Mahomes here. If Mahomes is throwing 2 touchdowns, obviously Daniel Jones needs to try to keep up. I have rushing yards by Daniel Jones over 22.5. He's been making things happen with his legs. If you're a Giants quarterback at this point, I think you have to do whatever it takes to make the play happen. 22.5 doesn't seem like something that would be crazy. And then I also have the Chiefs minus the 2.5. So it's the Chiefs heavy parlay plus, but you get it at plus 750 over at the Barstool Sportsbook. If you agree, disagree, if you want to make your own, go ahead and drop it underneath my bet slip that I shared today, because these are really interesting to me. I like to see how people's brains are working and how they are able to put together these correlated parlays. So yeah, if you're wondering,
Megan, I really like these. You mentioned they're correlated, and I think that's something that we don't talk about enough because most sportsbooks do not allow correlated parlays. These parlay pluses are great because what's correlated? Now, Chiefs, like Megan said, minus 2.5, which if you bet it by itself, you'd be paying a considerable amount of juice, but you put that in there as part of your parlay leg. Patrick Mahomes over touchdown passes is going to be probably correlated with the Chiefs minus 2.5. And that's where these sportsbooks don't allow it to happen. Or, you could throw in a Travis Kelce prop, a Tyreek Hill, whoever it may be, over rushing yards, those type of things where you can have an advantageous parlay. I'm all for. I know I bash parlays in the general sense, the normal 6-1s are lifetime losers, but this type of stuff, you guys can pick and choose. It is absolutely incredible that Barstool Sportsbook allows you to do that. And whenever I'm in a Barstool state, which is not all that often, definitely find some of those to take advantage of. I know my buddy Johnny's in Michigan right now, and he is just banging these out. Every week he sends me a picture, and he's like, I can't believe they allow me to do this. I'm like, dude, I don't know. I'm not running the sportsbook.
They better be quiet. Also, you said something else. Speaking of which, you said Hill or Kelce throwing in a prop parlay. The reason why I did not include Kelce is the Giants have really good coverage over tight ends. So that kind of made me want to stay away from Kelce. Plus, right now, Kelce and Hill are Mahomes. Those are the guys, right? And Hill, with each game I looked at, I went and looked back at his fantasy stats, it's been boom or bust for him. And I don't want to put money in a parlay with a guy that could either be boom or bust. I tried to figure this out a little bit more to where Patrick Mahomes, we're winning. Mahomes is having a decent game over the Giants, which when I say decent, 2.5 touchdowns over the Giants should be a decent game for the Patrick Mahomes that I used to know. Is it going to be this Patrick Mahomes? I don't know. Definitely hoping we're having this bounce back week. As I said, I think maybe they made that TikTok last week for Mahomes to throw some blame on the wife and the brother, and now he comes out and him and Andy Reid have this secret blood handshake where they go out there and win by 47. Don't know, but we'll see.
You're hilarious. I just looked. The Eagles are also a teaser possibility.
I hate the Eagles. God, every week
I'm looking hard. Okay, I'm gonna work on it. I'll release my teaser like I do every single Tuesday. That makes me want to throw up already, though, and it's only Monday. I need the under tonight. Megan's got her parlay plus.
Can get to 3.5. That would be extremely interesting just to take in general. 2.5 with the Browns is interesting, but if they get to 3.5, especially with Burrow off of a loss, you think it'll get to 3.5? Baker banged up. People talking that they need
Oh man, I'm not sure the Browns deserve to be 3-point underdogs here. Look, the Bengals were in an absolute sandwich spot last week. That's going to be really interesting to see, Megan. That's probably a game I probably won't touch, but you do know I love those divisional underdogs. So I will be trying to make a case for the Browns. But yes, the Browns have some definite injury issues. We'll see if they can get their running game going against the Bengals. This could be a really good one.
All of these games this week I'm actually really excited about, especially that Cardinals game. As I said, I've taken that Cardinals game. I will die with Kyler Murray and the 2.5 over. Is it Jimmy G? Didn't he get hurt again last week, kind of? Or
Jimmy has been hurt. He's not 100%, and that was part of the reason why I was on the Bears. I'll have to kind of look. I'm going to go ahead and guess it's going to be one of those situations, Megan, where they keep pretty quiet about his overall health until probably Friday or Saturday. Trey Lance, we know, still a little banged up as well. So it kind of doesn't really matter. I don't have those two much different. I would say there maybe Trey Lance is a point drop off. But yeah, look, this is just a Niners team I don't trust at all. Are they in a perfect teaser spot for this week? They sure are.
But it's crazy how much they've fallen from 2 Super Bowls ago. It was 2 Super Bowls ago now.
Right? They have been less than impressive for at least the last 2 years.
And look, okay, so one, I'm going to blame Ben Menz for us not covering Cincinnati. And then I will also give him credit. No, I will not give him credit because he loved the 49ers too. So I'll give him two bad credits.
He had so much fun at that game yesterday. I was super excited to see how happy he was.
He went from widespread panic to Tulane's game to Saints game. I would love to check his serotonin levels. Like if there was like a little strip where I could like test serotonin, I can't really talk shit if you testing mine right now. It'd probably be like a negative, but hey, it was my birthday.
Well, you had a good time and you got to go trick-or-treating and the kids' outfits were absolutely adorable. I'm very proud of your creativity. I do have a fail there because I didn't realize that your son was Dwight.
Oh no, yeah. I didn't realize what he wanted to be for like the first month he was telling me about. He's like, this meme. And I was like, a guy wearing a pumpkin head with a suit. And I'm like, what? So it sounds like The Office. Finally, he's like,
sounds like The Office.
So I look and I was like, oh my God, how did I not put 2 and 2 together? So we didn't use a real pumpkin. He didn't get, his head is very big, but he did not get stuck in the paper. I made a paper mache pumpkin.
I noticed that. I think it would have been really funny to use a real one because it'd have been so slimy and so nasty. There's no way you'd have been able to wear it all night.
No. So I made him paper mache, and then my daughter wanted to be a rooster, random out of nowhere. We went with chicken, rooster, whatever. So yeah, we had a great time. Happy birthday to myself, 29, weird age. As I said on my Instagram, don't know if I fuck with it, but we're here. Can't go back. And as I said, Kelly is on. What are you on tonight again?
What was that?
Who are you on tonight again?
Oh, tonight I'm on the under. I'll take the under. I have under for 2.5. I actually just bet the first half under as well. Just kind of looking at it, trying to figure out where I think this game is going to be. And I think it's going to be a very boring, underrated team where the Chiefs win this game by probably a touchdown.
Perfect. I have them 2.5. Hopefully Patrick Mahomes throws for 3 touchdowns. Hopefully we have Daniel Jones trying to keep up with him. And hopefully he also tries to rush a little bit. And my Parlay Plus hits, and we have a great day. Great Monday to start this November 1st and Kelly's birthday month. Kelly has a birthday this month, so we'll be celebrating.
Yeah, all the way at the end of the month. It is funny. I didn't realize how many Scorpios worked with me at Barstool. I should have probably asked that prior to signing my contract. No, all jokes aside, it is the next 30 days is a bazillion Barstool birthdays. It's nuts.
Well, happy birthday to everyone. But especially Kelly in Vegas or Kelly Stewart or Kelly hitting dog parlays. We got to figure out another nickname for you because you've just been absolute Kelly killing college football. There we go.
I'll just change it. I like it. All right. Well, happy Monday, everybody. Good luck tonight, and we'll see you on Thursday.
Go Chiefs.